Hey Mad Hatters, how you doing today? No, you did not miss a live stream. I'm just recording this on StreamYard because I cannot get this computer to cooperate with me. And I did want it to be an upload. It won't be. So, anyways, the comment section will be open. And I also didn't want to be that long on air, so to speak. Anyways, it seems to be the talk of the town for some is the simulcast. It seemed like a simulcast because Peetz was live streaming on Foodie Beauty's channel last night, and it was around the same time Nader Al-Shami was streaming on his. So this video will be twofold. Number one, I kind of wanted to share my opinions to give a brief review of contrast of both the streams. And then I want to talk about the more disturbing parts. I will add timestamps a little later on, so you can jump to whichever you want to hear first, or skip over what you don't want to hear. So anyways, please consider subscribing if you are new here. Please give a like, share, all that lovely stuff. It is a free way to help your girl out. Now, as far as the two streams were concerned, I was flipping back and forth, and so was the chat on both Nader and Peetz's streams. And okay, I will admit I did not watch either of them in their entirety, so I will go by the observations from what I did see. Also, I will play a brief clip from Madsy Reacts to Nader's stream, which has subtitles. Partly because Nader, much of the time in his stream, was very difficult to understand because of his heavy accent. I have no idea why that could have been, because when he does his cooking videos, even though he still has that heavy accent, I could understand what he's talking about when he's talking about the food and how to cook it and how to season it and this, that, and the other thing. So I don't know. I remarked a noted contrast there as well. So anyways, so when I do react to the Madsy clip, it's not really a review of Madsy. I'm not a fan of his, but like I said, it has a clip with subtitles, and I'll be reacting to that solely and not to Madsy himself. And I will link Madsy's video below in the in a pinned comment below if you want to watch it in its entirety. So anyways, first the positive stuff or negative stuff. Call it a review, if you will. We're all reviewers at the end of the day. What I found about Peetz was he seemed pleasant. He was jovial, friendly. He was talking to the chat. At the same time, he was avoiding the trolls, which is a positive thing. He opted not to feed the trolls. Positive thing. A lot of the time, he spoke of his main interests that most of us know. His main interests being Marvel Comics, science fiction, superheroes. You know, nerds, you know what we call today nerd stuff, which is, I don't mean nerd as a negative connotation the way it was when my generation grew up anyway. Not at all. I think that's a positive thing. While I am not into science fiction or Marvel Comics, I didn't mind watching him or listening to him. I found he sounded pleasant. You kind of, you know, I kind of believe it's somebody I could be friends with. You know, I could have a friendly discussion with. You know, and he sounded pleasant. By contrast, Nader last night, he sounded like he was in a terrible mood. Okay, it's not the first time somebody comes on stream, you know, they're in a bad mood. Maybe they have no one to talk to. And who else can they talk to but come on stream and vent? I've done that many times myself. So I'm not going to fault him for that. But I did find some of his answers to certain questions disturbing, which I will, when I play the clip, when I play Madsy's video, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see where I'm going with this. I'm not going to play Peetz's stream. It is still up on Fruity Beauty's channel if you want to see for yourself. Because I don't have much to say about that. It is more the chat, because it was the same trolls, same people pretty much, flipping between both Peetz's and Nader's streams, pretty much like I was doing myself. And it just highlights, just when I think, you know, the folks and the minions of Haydur Nation can't get more disturbing or pathological, they do. They do. Okay. No, not Madsy in his video, in all fairness. Not him. And you'll see, and you can draw your own conclusions as well. As far as the chat was concerned, we did talk about it yesterday in my members only chat yesterday in that stream, about social diseases. Yeah, about social diseases. It looks like, so the chat was all talking, like, it was pretty vulgar. I'm not going to repeat the words because honestly, I don't want my channel shut down. I don't want my channel shut down. But in all honesty, I find it disturbing that this chat was obsessed with Nader's male anatomy, if you will. Sorry, really trying not to get my channel taken down here. Okay, so I have never seen people so obsessed with a stranger's anatomy outside of a perhaps maybe Pornhub or OnlyFans. I have never seen that. It is so disturbing. It's just a reminder, everybody. It's, you know, nobody who is active in that department is immune. No, you know, no matter what steps you may take to protect yourself, which you should still do, obviously, but it's never foolproof. You know, it's not bad people get this and good people don't get this. You know, it can happen to anyone. And we discussed that yesterday, but just to say, like, I found it so obsessive, and they were pretty graphic in the chat. Like I said, I'm not going to repeat what was said. Some of them are etched in my brain, but I'm not going to repeat it because it's nothing. Because I do not want my channel taken down, but I've never seen such depravity outside of, you know, the niches of a Pornhub or an OnlyFans. Okay, that's number one. Number two, where it got disturbing, I had noticed that the chat was flip-flopping between, they were going to Peetz's chat saying that Nader is going to go and do something terrible to him and all that stuff, and vice versa. They were going into Nader's chat saying Peetz was going to do something terrible and wreak mayhem on Nader. And I find that disturbing. That is not even fun, humorous trolling anymore, or even an attempt anymore. These are people who don't realize the potential consequences, especially when I will play the example of Nader from Madsy's video, that this could potentially lead to tragic results. And for people who think, oh, this is just the internet, this is internet games. But yeah, we've seen internet games get taken too far, taken into real life, particularly with Haydur Nation and their minions. We've seen it, but outside of it too. Let's remember what happened to Boogie2988. Okay, I'm not going to rehash that. I've already talked about it numerous times, and there are videos in my channel if you're interested in browsing through that. So, you know, you're not thinking of the consequences. I personally flipped through both, from what I've seen of both the Nader and the Peetz streams. I did not see any of that. I did not see one trying to threaten the other and vice versa, except for later when I got a review of the clip that I will be playing from Nader. But honestly, from Peetz, I didn't see or hear Peetz talking about, oh, I'm going to go out and get Nader. I didn't hear him say that at all. And honestly, I don't think I don't think Peetz has the wherewithal. And many of you who have seen Peetz before in Chantal's live streams must figure out, does he really have the wherewithal for that? No, he doesn't. Peetz strikes me as a guy who has his particular interests. He's a little bit off the beaten path, but overall, I think he's harmless. I think he's friendly enough. He seems like a nice enough guy. From what I've seen, I've never met him in person, you know, and we've got to make that clear, you know, I can only go by what I've seen. But anyways, and during the segments I did watch of Nader, from what I understood, it didn't seem like those passages he was trying to initiate violence towards Peetz neither. But again, you know, he's heavily accented. And there was another thing that was a bit weird. Nader would break out into Arabic every so often, and I have no idea why, because most of the chat, if not all, probably wouldn't understand Arabic, let alone Egyptian dialect Arabic. So I don't know why, unless someone was with him that speaks Arabic with an Egyptian dialect, that's possible. And the other thing was the chat was so obsessed, they were so convinced to the point of obsession that Chantal was right next to Nader, and they all claimed that they could hear her chewing very loudly. And it's like, really? I had headphones on and put it on pretty loudly so I can hear, because the sound was terrible and I didn't want to disturb my neighbors. Man, you must have supersonic hearing, because I didn't hear anyone in the background. The only background noise I heard was him clicking a lighter to light up cigarettes or whatever. So people are obsessed. I'm convinced that a lot of these people see Chantal in their dreams. She lives in their heads rent free. Anyways, this is not really a video about her, so I am getting sidetracked indeed. I am getting sidetracked. So anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna play the Madsy video for you. Okay, again, I'm not here to review Madsy himself. I'm just going to review the clip with the subtitles that I find disturbing, and how the people in the chat trolling, saying that each is encouraging to commit violent acts on the other. How potentially dangerous this could be, because I can see Nader as being quite volatile. I really do. I can see him as being quite volatile. All right, here we go. The video in question is called Nader Calls Out Peetz and Denies Foodie Beauty Comments. Okay. So, okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Sorry about that. He did avoid that a lot. Nader did avoid that a lot, but when push came to shove, he would make, because he made some very damning statements, some of which do confirm what Chantal has said about him.
See, because as far as I'm concerned, people only there legitimately to talk about Chantal. But okay, you know what? Let me do you all a favor real quick, and let me just shimmy myself into this side.
Okay, so, whatever.
You can see the comments down below behind me, but it means I'm going to be looking this way. That's going to be so weird.
Now you can see that this is the more benign. This is the pretty much the most benign the chat gets on Nader's stream.
Anyway, let's continue. Hold on a minute, but now I'm in the way of the bloody. You know what? Hold on a minute.
You can do it, Madsy. You can do it.
Let me just.
Fine.
Hey guys. Hey. Shh. I said shh.
Whatever.
Yeah. But maybe I'm going to be inside Canada for 1 more year. I cannot struggle for 1 more year. 1 more year? So wait.
Struggling. So what does he mean? Struggling financially? Struggling with an addiction? Struggling with his own anger? I don't know. Interpret that what you will.
Where's he going? Is he leaving? Is he leaving somewhere? I cannot struggle for one more year. Okay, let's go. Why is he?
He does, unfortunately, as you'll see, he admits later that he actually did stab this Delphine and somebody else and did serve time in prison for that. So it's kind of like a which is it, Nader? You either beat up women or you don't. The very fact you've stabbed this woman, Delphine, one could not be blamed for detecting a pattern because usually they're repeat offenses. They're one of the offenses with the most recidivism.
Act like he doesn't know about that. Why is he acting as if he doesn't know about the whole situation with Chantel's claims against him, saying that he's been physical? And we've even seen the texts, and we've even seen...
Like I said, I'm not here to react to Madsy for all intents and purposes, but okay. But I may respond to something he says, but it's not really about him.
We've seen the texts before, haven't we? The ones that were leaked, showing him being aggressive back at these allegations. And
yep, we did see those texts. We did. You're not imagining things.
People saying this and that, and him even admitting to actually 2 women.
Yeah.
Ah, dear Lord, man. I tell you this all the time, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot trust a single thing. You just can't trust anyone that speaks, who's around, who knows Chantel personally. But let's continue.
Actually, let's take that further. We can never trust anyone on the internet 100%. And I think that would be the PSA for the day here.
When that happens, set it up.
Oh, okay. That is true. I mean, I don't know nothing about him threatening peace, to be fair with you, but let's continue. But to be fair, are we gonna have a whole video of him just like denying all the accusations? That's boring, man. Just confess, man. Make this entertaining, for goodness sake.
Because yes, we know you want the tea. But how entertaining do you want it to be, quote unquote, entertaining? But anyways.
You better not make another video. It's not your choice. I do whatever I want.
They're telling him not to make another video? Yeah, that is his choice. If he wants to make videos, it's up to you to watch or not watch them. Now, if he starts exploiting vulnerable people or promotes violence, then obviously, by all means, call him out, but not before calling the proper authorities. But outside of that, he's free to make videos all he wants.
It's true.
That's an odd question.
Yo, people are really throwing Peetz underneath the bus, you know.
How did he know? Why would he say that? Why would he say that?
Like, wow, man. So, hey, listen, man, if I'm Peetz, I wouldn't want to see Nader again, because if he's getting offended and getting triggered by these comments, by these questions, then I wouldn't want to be Peetz when I see this angry dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, I'd be fine. I'm saying, but if I was Peetz, then I wouldn't want to see him, you know what I'm saying? But let's continue. You can call the police on them. No one wants you to be live. Yeah,
that was often, because the people in the trolls in the chat were often repeating themselves until he addressed them. See, call the police on him, call the police on Peetz. But for what? I can tell you from what I saw in that stream, Peetz made no such threats. And honestly, again, I don't think Peetz has the wherewithal for that.
Ask himself that. Anyway, I'm not.
Okay, Nader, then why are you spending so much time dwelling on the say no and move on?
You know, I was. You heard Chantal that? No, I never did. I will never do this to any animal.
It's interesting because obviously right now he's speaking his own truth. And obviously, in fine form, we can only expect him, when it comes to him speaking his own truth, we can only expect him to basically say everything that Chantel's been saying is incorrect. You know what I mean? We can call him denying or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm just curious if he's going to own up to anything that Chantel has said, to be fair with you. But the sad thing is this, is that unless he, listen, hear me out.
I'm gonna. Okay.
I got a headache, man. Let's continue.
Chantal said you stopped and feeling, yes. Her and her cousin.
Okay, you see that? Okay. He answers yes, her and her cousin. So that's pretty much an admission of guilt here.
Oh, damn. Did he just admit to that? Chantel said he stepped.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Her and her cousin. Big fucking guy, native guy. Yeah, it was 5 times and they went to jail for that.
Oh my God. So he's saying he did 5 times and he went to prison.
Oh, damn. Okay, he's admitted it. Okay, so, but earlier on, he said that he's never hurt a woman. But remember, there was a question about have you ever beat a woman? And he was like, no. But now he's saying, yeah, 5 times, and I took jail time.
So you see how honest I am? When you ask me something, I will answer. Anger management, yes. I used to have anger management. And I've initiated course and I'm working on it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. What comes up next? Not so sure. But anyways. This is why the people in the chat, are you that depraved? He is obviously, okay, Nader is obviously proven to be volatile. Do you really want tragedy to come along?
If he used to have anger management and he's finished the course on it and he's now working on it, I don't know how you can work on your anger management when you know Chantel. Chantel is literally the one of the many people in life that can project your anger, make you just rage like there's no tomorrow. That's what she does. She's a gaslighter.
Okay, I'm tired of the term gaslighting, honestly. But anyways, and I'm not really here to discuss Chantal either, so I'm going to pass on reacting to that whole comment.
Wow, man. Honestly, if I had anger issues, you know what I mean, and I just finished the course in it, believe me, I would be staying away from anyone like Chantel. Point blank, period.
Could have had fooled. Yeah, you could have had me fooled. Now, to be fair, I can see, like, if anybody saw the chat, yeah, it could infuriate even a person with a normal temperament. So can you imagine on somebody this volatile?
I said, yes, I did. And I went to jail. I don't want to because I'm joking. I went to jail because I stepped too. And I went 5 times. Not because I was aggressive. They was trying to kidnap me.
Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Okay, that sounds... Not saying it's not true, but it does sound far-fetched. It does sound far-fetched. Either way, he already went to trial. He's been to jail, served his time. And all this to say, I still believe he is volatile. In other words, let's deal with the here and now.
If you agree, or if you did agree, you can stop me.
So my man is saying that these women try to kidnap him. That's news to me. I don't know if you heard that before, guys, but that's news to me. Wow, okay. The plot thickens, changes. What the hell, man?
In the door, he's opening the door. So, sorry.
I don't recall Chantal ever mentioning or hearing even second or third hand Chantal even mentioning that he was kidnapped. But I could be wrong. Correct me in comment section will be open. You can feel free to correct me if you like.
I stayed on him when I'm leaving. I'm here in the hot coming in here.
Oh, God. Do we really want history to repeat itself?
Nobody even kidnapped me.
What? Then he said, no, he did not kidnap me. No, he did not kidnap me. So which is it?
He was attacking. Come on.
No, Peetz never said any such thing. Like I said, I only watched a segment of Peetz's stream, and I didn't hear him once say anything even remotely close. But like I said, I'll say it again. I honestly don't believe Peetz has the wherewithal for that. I mean, it appears that even if Nader was coming to the house, it looked like Peetz stayed up in his room and did his own thing.
Wait, did Pete actually say that he was going to stab Nader? What the hell? I mean, I'm going to lie to you. If Pete said that to me too, I'd be laughing as well, to be fair. So, hey, man. I don't blame you from laughing. I would have been laughing too. Oh, damn. Come on, you know where I live. He's calling Pete out. He's like, okay, Pete, you know where I live. Let's go. Damn.
Can go to him to make it easier.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I can go to him. It can...
Is that a threat, Nader? Is that a threat? I don't know. If I were Peetz, I'd be calling the police about now. But then again, with experience with death threat charges, the police really don't do much, at least not here in Montreal. But anyhow.
Make it easier. But this is what I'm trying to say though. If you've been in the anger management course, then really and truly, in reality, you wouldn't want to be around someone like Chantel, because Chantel caused madness herself. And then you got Pete. Pete is someone that just says anything that comes to his mouth, but he's never gonna back up. But he's never gonna back up anything that he says. Do you know what I'm saying? So the fact that Pete has said these things is clearly true.
Okay. Honestly, again, moving on, but Madsy does have one point right there. If you're a graduate of anger management and you successfully completed the program, you're not going to want to go after the roommates of an ex-girlfriend, and knowing especially what could happen. And here's the potential for Nader here. I don't know what his status is in Canada, but already I'm surprised if he's not. I'm going to guess he has permanent residency, but not Canadian citizenship. So honestly, I'm surprised he wasn't deported. But if he were to get other charges, I think the potential for deportation is there. Because already I'm surprised there wasn't a deportation.
Energy to the madness. If you're going to give energy to the madness, then believe me, whatever anger management you've been through clearly hasn't done anything for you. But let's continue.
Yeah, I'm with Madsy on that one. Clearly, I don't think it's done him any favors, to be honest. And even if it's not Chantal, I think he is volatile. I think he would go off on anybody he is with. I really do.
But you can.
Is that wishful thinking on your part, Nader? I don't know. I'm asking.
Yes, yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I believe her. Good luck with that.
But yet you keep communicating with her. You can say, or you can say a smart ass comment like that, but it doesn't change the fact that you're still in Chantel's life.
If you try even talk to the house, when they something eat in his room, I like to join.
And he pretty much confirms what I just said about, it looks like Peetz just goes up and locks himself in his room and does his own thing when Nader is at the house. Peetz chooses to avoid him. And I'm saying this because also the fact that a person would choose to retreat rather than confront shows that Peetz really doesn't have the wherewithal to get into any kind of confrontation with him, no matter how much he might hate him or have disdain for him. Yes, we're in Canada, Nader. What does that last phrase mean? We are in Canada, right? What does that mean? What are you trying to tell us? I have an idea, but I would like to hear what you are trying to tell us. Of course, he doesn't really say, he doesn't explain the part, we are in Canada, right? Does that mean if you and Chantal were back in Egypt, you would hit her? Or anybody else for that matter? Anybody else?
Oh, he's denying.
have reports. If you come knock my door, no. You know why? It was nothing. Did you love Chantal?
Okay, that's the end of that reaction. Like I said, I will link his video below if you want to watch Madsy's video in its entirety. You may have to rewind it because somehow when I share videos, sometimes it's in the middle. Look, I'm not tech savvy, never pretended to be, and that's how that goes. But all this to say, seriously, it's out there in the open how volatile Nader is, and the trolling games that are played there, you're just instigating something potentially terrible to happen. Now, you may not care about what happens to Chantal, but Peetz, what, for living with her, for being her roommate, for doing live streams on his own? Really? And even if you don't like Chantal, you have to admit it's not right to instigate violence against her, whether it's Nader doing the violence or somebody else or a total stranger, you know? So anyways, that is going to be it for this video. And like I said, the comment section is open below. Feel free to correct my information. And as far as this is concerned, oh, heaven help us. Heaven help us. And just to say, yeah, there are a lot of unhinged people, and not just Nader, and not just Nader either. Ugh. Anyways, take care of yourselves and each other, and remember, even if it's just the internet, sometimes trolling, how far does it go? It can lead to terrible things. So think before you troll. Thank you. Bye.